the event every year could be the real rod by which the community itself is brought into the tennis world. I mean, to me, it is brought to the community when we watch it as an outsider, I'm speaking now, as we watch how it's promoted and how people in Melbourne and throughout Australia come to the event. But is it really being used? And I say this without a lot of inside knowledge of Tennis Australia. So, Craig, I hope that I'm not sounding terribly critical, but what I'd like to know is it really being used, the event, to capture the real tennis world? And I'm seeing the tennis lovers out there come and flock to their millions, but how is it connected across Australia to the real tennis people?
And so we also have a national database and membership program on the way, and we want to talk to the individuals. We want to not just talk to them, but we want them to talk back to us. And so if we can engage with them, then we see greater returns in attendance at games, participation at the local grassroots level, sales of merchandise, all of the things that you want. We want more people watching our game on television, and all of those sorts of things contribute to us being more commercially successful, puts more money back into the game, and we can put more money into grassroots.
You have to connect with people, and the only way to do that is something direct. And so I see national bodies as the people with the resources. They do the development. I see states as the people who deliver it, and then I see the clubs underneath that being the monitors of that delivery.
We're fortunate that national membership project had that outcome. We're also fortunate that at the same time, a lot of ideas were stimulated about what clubs need and what is required to galvanise the sport together. And what came out of that was a real solidarity in both the grassroots and infrastructure strategies from state to national, particularly the community tennis staff. But another clear message was that whilst we've now bought the tools and we have an alliance strategy, we don't have enough communication, direct communication with the clubs. And in December, I think we saw a good evidence of the investment of the Australian Open with another 27 community tennis officers employed right around Australia. And
I think sometimes the best way of innovating is to sort of step back and ask yourself different questions and put yourself in different environments. And I think when we're thinking about grassroots programs, and not just kids as well, I think someone started off the session today saying it's not just kids, it's just about getting people playing your sport, and that could be 65-year-olds, that could be 6-year-olds. I think the first context is to take a step back and realise that we're working in a very broader entertainment economy. And that word does get tossed around a lot, but and every week we get research coming to our business that says movies, music, theme parks, electronic games are growing in terms of engagement with Australian consumers. And the reality is we're fighting for share of time, share of wallet, share of heart with a broader entertainment context.
Tennis club has to not just be, it does have to be the social interaction, but it has to be turned into something that people want to bring their child to, if you're talking participation, and they want their child to get some form of social interaction with other children. And if you can't see your tennis court on a Saturday morning or at some stage, wherever you plan to have it, thriving with kids laughing and running and enjoying the entire process, then you've got the model wrong. If they're just standing there hitting balls back at a coach and just being drilled in how to do a forehand and backhand, then you're not in the market of what kids of today need or want, and you need to readdress that. It doesn't mean that other coaching side's needed, but you need to look at how you think attracting kids to your game can be done in a different way.